Roy, what's going on down there in Pensacola? WE4I diddle diddle. Come on in here, WE4KM.
W4AX.
All right, there's Matt. I don't know if y'all can hear me or not. The mail's went crazy on me. I'm sitting here trying to tune in, everybody. I've got a lot of noise for some reason this evening. But anyway, I want to say a whole lot, but name the net. Sorry. I don't know who to turn it to, so I turned it back to Kennedy. And you pick up somebody else. So then I'll go to you here. But before I didn't go to
Okay, yep, you got to save your sayings. You've been falling a little bit behind on your sayings on Miss Minnie Pearl and how we all look as good as you are feeling all right. You've been slipping a little bit. Anyway, always good to hear you, Roy. Let's pick up Mac. I ain't heard from Mac this evening. Of course, I ain't been in here a whole lot, and I am calling the net tonight this evening, Mac, in about 8. Is that right? Yep, about 8 minutes or so. But, Mac, you're bending the needle, as they say, down here in the city of Gold in West Georgia. So, W4AX and Ball Ground, good evening, sir, and Merry Christmas. Over to you for your comments in the pre-net/roundtable.
All right, Merry Christmas to you, Kevin, and hope you have a blessed and wonderful Christmas. Hard to believe it's already here. And hello, Roy and Rob. And Manuel was in here earlier. I was in before 6. I didn't realize that net time last week was just temporary. So I was in here and decided to stick around till 7 just so I could say hello to all my Eagle friends and wish everybody a Merry Christmas. Anyway, nice and cool here today, and I've been doing some work out in the shop and doing some elmering for a ham that I've kind of taken under my wing, and we're learning a bunch of theory now that he wants to learn. WA4KM, W4AX.
I think that's wonderful, Mac. I wish I lived closer because I know just enough to get in trouble, and between you and John, a few of these other guys that know this stuff, that's got a lot of knowledge. I wish I lived closer and could be right there or be a fly on the wall to learn. Like I said, I know just enough to get in trouble. Some of the basics, but anyway, I wish I was up there as well. Yeah, that was earlier last week we were going to do that, but a few other people said if you do Central Time at 5, it's 5 o'clock there and 6 o'clock here. A lot of people hadn't home from work and they haven't ate and all that, so I think we went back to kind of like the Thursday night. A bunch of them wanted to do that. For that reason, is because, like I said, they were rushing, especially down, and of course most of us are all retired, but there's a few that said they couldn't make it in at 5 because they were rushing home to get home and then eat and all that. So I think we're out. Of course, I'm with all the members on the UTC time. But anyway, all righty. Well, I'm trying to, I don't want to be the, usually you do this, Mac. Somehow I've got in it, but that's okay. We got about 5 more minutes. And then, let's pick up Dr. John. He was sounding good on that 7300. I'm really amazed how well that sounded, Dr. John, compared to the Decker rig. So let me send it, or wait a minute, Billy was in here earlier. We hadn't heard from him in a while. I don't know if he's still around or not. KL4SSY and Murphy. Are you still there? WA4KM.
Yeah, I'm still here, just hanging out. Figured I'd make an appearance. I've been running and gunning, hadn't been around much at all for the last several months. Just seems like too much stuff going on. Then, here it is, the end of the year. It'll be crazy for the next 2 or 3 weeks for sure. So, just trying to get through. And adding some new stuff to me this year, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But we're just tripping along, just enjoying life, as the old saying goes. Just trying to keep the wolves away from the doorstep. So. Yes, good evening to everybody. Everybody's sounding good. there for the last roar now for a little bit, but he's coming back up, so maybe the band will get okay. And of course, I'm just running about 45 watts or so on this multi-LMAX, so not a lot of power going on here. I could push a button, but don't want to, but don't have to. So back over to you, Kevin. WE4AM Kill4SSY.
Well, I tell you, the multi-LMAX doing you a great job. I'm impressed. It sounds good too. Good audio. And I'm jealous. I know you've been out hunting. Probably pheasant hunting and doing a little duck hunting, and oh, I love that. My physical ability won't let me do as much as I used to, but I envy you. You do it while you can, man. If you've got the strength and the, I won't say youth, because you're getting on up there too a little bit, but if you can do it, I say go for it. Okay, well, let me tell you what I got here. We got about 3 minutes. I got KL4SSY, obviously. That was, excuse me, Billy and Murphy, and then I got Bob, AB4AM, Manuel, TV, Tom, TAB, Diddle Roy, Dr. John, and Mac. Have we got any more out there that wants to get on the pre-net this evening for the SA? No, it ain't. That's not the wrong net. On the Eagle AM net, come now, WA4KM.
WA4TXQ, Kevin.
Okay, I heard one down there. I heard, hey, good evening. I heard Alpha Lima 0 Foxtrot. Good evening to you. And then I heard my good friend Sam, KF4TXQ. And then I heard another one down in the line. There's somebody doubling with him. Could you come back, sir, with your call, please? WA4KM. Okay, hey Richard, I heard you, but I heard JZG was in there with you, so I've got, no, I think, yeah, WA4, I don't know why I put KF4, WA4FUU, and then we got JZG there. Good evening to you. Do we have anyone else? This is WA4KM. I'm fixing to start the net here in about a minute or two. Please come now. Okay. Well, before we get started, let's see. We got time for one more here before we get. Let's pick up Alpha Lima 0 Foxtrot since he was the first one, then we'll kick this net off. Over to you, sir, for your comments. This is WA4KM.
WA4KM in the group 0 Foxtrot. Yeah, Alabama. Everybody's sounding good here now. And,
sounded good. Was that WB0JZG, I believe? Is that right?
That is correct. Whiskey Bakery in Lakeland, Florida.
Relay KN4ME.
Yeah, go ahead, Dr. John.
Yeah, this is Kevin, WB0JZG. And he was a little louder when he checked in just a few minutes ago, but it's a very tenable path between Lakeland and up here. I did not copy him as well that time. However, he did tell you that he was in Lakeland, Florida, so it's pretty far down. And it's good to hear him on tonight. Back to you, Kevin. And I finally, you know, it was confusing that K4AM and WA4KM. It just blew my mind. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, thank you. I had him on here, W0JZG. I believe that's Kevin down there in Lakeland, Florida. That's what I'm going to put him down as, and I believe that's who it is. Okay, well, my clicker went off here about a minute ago, so thank you for that, Dr. John. I always accept help. and I appreciate the relays and all the help. Everybody here helps us out on all the nets. You know, I know we got the Monday Night Eagle, Tuesday night SMRC, Thursday night Gulf Coast, but we're all the same people. Don't matter what net or what night, we're all here for the same thing, do AM radio. We're all the same friends, and no matter what night it is, just a different call sign, but the same people, and I'm friends with everyone on all the nets, and I really enjoy it. Okay. All righty. Is the frequency clear? Hearing nothing. Okay, this is the Eagle AM net, WE4AM, operating on 3885 kilocycles in the AM mode. This is a directed net, and your net control this evening is Kevin, and that is me. And my call sign is Whiskey Alpha 4 Kilo Mike, WA4KM, and I'll be the net control this evening for the Eagle AM net, WE4AM. The net begins taking sometimes early check-ins, round tables around 5:30 Central Time, and then we'll start the net around 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern, Daylight Saving Time, that is. And then the net will usually follow 30 minutes after that, which is usually 6 o'clock Central and 7 o'clock Eastern. And that's going to be on the UTC time. I'll get it out, guys. Bear with me. Let's see. We'll now take a 30-second quiet reflection period in memory and appreciation for all essential personnel, silent keys, and anyone suffering from illnesses. And we'll begin at 30 seconds now. Okay, if I can find the right foot switch, I got two of them down here. There we go. All righty, before taking regular check-ins, do we have any QRP or mobile station wishing to check in to the Eagle AM net this evening? If so, please come now. This is WE4AM. I'm not sure if that, I see somebody on the scope. I'm not sure if that's somebody trying to check in or if that's just somebody keying up. Can I get a relay? Okay, well, anyway, moving along, I'm going to go over what I have now on the list. And if you're on the list, you won't need to check in when we take prefixes here just shortly. I got Billy, KO4SSY, AB4AM Rob, KW4TV Manuel, W9TAB Tom, Diddle Roy, ME, Dr. John, and AX Mac, good evening Mac, and AL0F, and then Sam in Alabama, TXQ, Richard, FUU, and WB0JZG. What a list we got. Okay. Now I'm going to see if you're not on the list and we're taking check-ins. If you have a prefix with a kilo prefix, please come now at this time. This is WE4AM. Okay, hear nothing. Let's see. Let's go to alphas. Do we have any alpha calls? Please come now. Okay, how about any November calls? I figured Art would have jumped in. Okay, how about whiskeys? Do we have any whiskey calls? Please come now. This is WE4AM and Eagle AM Net. Do we have any whiskey calls?
Whiskey Bravo 4 Kilo Juliet.
I knew we had one out there. Good evening to you, sir. Any more whiskey calls? Do we have any calls of any kind? Go ahead, contact.
Thank you, Kevin. Victor, WA4 checks on that home number. Hope he's still in tonight. But you might put him on the list and holler at him after a while.
Okay, thank you, Roy. I put Richard on here anyway. He's a regular anyway, so we're going to put him on there and call on him whether he's there or not. How about that? And then we got, hey, Mr. Jimmy, we got K4KHV. Good to hear from you this evening. Okay, do we have any calls of any kind at this time before we start the roster down? Please come now. This is WE4AM. Okay. All righty, moving to the top of the list here. Actually, let's see here. I had Billy, KO4SSY up in Murphy, North Carolina. Billy, over to you for your comment, sir. Hope you're doing good this evening, and Merry Christmas. This is WE4AM.
All righty, Kevin, and everybody else on the EagleNet, WE4AM. This is KO4SSY here in Murphy, and we just better get in and say good evening to everybody. Merry Christmas to all. Never ever forget that Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, is the reason for the season, and He is not a baby in a manger. He grew up and died on a cross for our sins, and without Him, none of us be able to get out of this place with any sort of thing to look forward to anyways. But anyways, good evening to all. It's good to hear everybody this afternoon, and we look forward to just sitting here listening to the net. WE4AM and the net. This is KO4SSY, Murphy, North Carolina. Merry Christmas.
Hey, Merry Christmas to you, Billy, up there in Murphy. I love Murphy. It's beautiful up there in the foothills mountains. All right, next on the list, I know it's Mac, and he likes to go to bed early, but he's about 2 down, but I'm going to go ahead and pick him up now, and then we'll pick up Rob after that. So, Mr. Mac, up there in Ball Ground, Georgia, I'll spit it out right here in a minute. Over to you, sir, for your comments. W4AX, this is WE4AM.
All right, thank you, Kevin. You got me laughing talking about going to bed early. Well, I get up at 3:30 or 4, so I kind of get a pass of going to bed early, but I'm usually not in bed before. Well, I'm in bed a little bit before 9, but I'm usually not asleep before 9. We all work on different clocks. I've got friends that stay up all night long and sleep all day that are retired, so I guess everybody's wired a little differently. And Kevin, thanks for running the net. You always do a wonderful job, and so great to hear all my friends here on AM on the EagleNet. I guess tomorrow night on the Southeast AM Radio Club net, it's just an informal roundtable, so maybe we'll hear some folks there. I don't think I have anything going tomorrow night. Hope everyone has a wonderful and blessed Christmas, and we have a lot to look forward to and a lot to be thankful for, regardless of how bad things seem sometimes. So back over to you, Kevin. WE4AM, W4AX. Merry Christmas.
Hey, thank you, Mac. Merry Christmas to you as well. And that is correct, guys. It's out there listening. I probably should have made that announcement. I know the W4AMI, Southeastern AM Radio Club, I think they're going to take off tomorrow and next Tuesday is my understanding, but don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure that's correct. And they said they would come back January the 7th. So the guys are going to get together for a round table. I will be over at my son and daughter-in-law's house with the grandkids doing Christmas. So if I make it back, I will. If not, I'll be spending it with the family over there. And also, Billy, you are exactly right on our Savior, Jesus Christ. That's what the reason for the season's all about. Without Him, I don't even want to think about it. All righty, let's see. Next on the list, we're going up there to the metropolis up there in Dawsonville, Georgia. My good friend Rob, I hadn't heard him in a while. AB4AM. Rob, what you got for the Eagle AM net this evening? WE4AM.
All right, Kevin. WE4AM. I'm glad you reminded me of that because it's been a while since I've been in here. It's been bad. I'm sorry. I've been a bad boy. I haven't been in here like I should be. But anyway, like I said earlier, work's been kind of pulling me away, and hadn't really been able to get in here like I wanted to. But we're off the next couple of weeks, so hopefully we can get in here and play just a little bit of radio. And I've got a few little projects to do around the house that the XYL's got lined enough that I'll be able to get on that retired, some of that there, get me some of that there retired, and hopefully we'll be in good shape after that. But other than that, just enjoying all the great signals. Good to see everybody in here. Been missing talking to everybody, and I think I've got everything bouncing the right way and going the right direction. I don't know. We're trying anyhow, but we'll keep on working on it. It's always, that's one nice thing about the hobby. It's always a work in progress. So back to you there, Mr. Kevin, and I want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. WE4AM to take it from AB4AM.
Anyway, well, Rob, you come way up there then. You had a good signal, 40 over, but your audio come up. You must have got a little closer to the mic. It might come up just a twinge, but there at the end, it was booming with audio. It was a little light to start with, but the signal was 40 over. Great signal, and always good to hear you, and miss you on all the other nets, but I understand work comes first, and hopefully we'll see you up in Dalton, Georgia. Stop by, you know where my table is, just inside the brick building on the right, second booth, so hopefully you'll get up that way and give us a shout. And Mac and K5HFV Don, there'll be several people up there as well. Alrighty, next on the list, we're going to go down to the tallest mountain in Florida, my good friend Manuel, KW4TV. Manuel, what you got for the Eagle AM net this evening? WE4AM.
WE4AM. KW4TV. Oh, man. And man, she's right in the fish car. Cool down here in Atlanta. I don't know what it is, but I'm just doing cool weather very well.
Yeah, what's it on to you?
Let me say hello to Mr. Jimmy. Always good to hear him and Tim from Bob, Mac and Tom and John, just everybody that's in here. Got a good crowd in here, Kevin. You're doing a great job, and I'd like to say Merry Christmas to everyone and Happy New Year's, and we hope the next year will be blessed and we'll all have a good year. So with all of that, I'll say something to all of you. Standing by monitor. Turn it back to you, Kevin. It's KW4 TV on the Johnson 500.
Well, I tell you what, I was fixing to ask you what rig you was on, but you answered my question. Johnson 500 is doing a fabulous job, and I'm sure everybody will agree. Beautiful audio signal, everything's just wonderful, Manuel, and always good to hear from you. And we're still praying for you, the sister, and your daughter right now. And y'all, please don't give up on them. The prayers work. They just work. Anyway, and we're praying for you, Manuel. Alrighty, next on the list, good friend of ours and that controller that helps us keep me and Manuel in line somewhat is Tom. W9TAB. Tom, how you doing this evening? This is WE4AM.
WE4AM, W9TAB. I'll tell you what, conditions are rough, man. They're surfing all over the place. I can hear you, though. You're sounding good. Not much going on. The weather's pretty good here. It's starting to warm up a little bit. I think it was a high of 55, and tomorrow it's supposed to be in the 60s. Anyway, that's about all I got for the net. I wish everybody was very blessed Happy New Year. Keep an eye on my brothers out there in the net. Once again, I appreciate you, Kevin, as always, for running the net. You do an outstanding job. And thank you very much, sir. WE4AM, W9TAB. Good evening, everybody, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Well, good signal, Tom. Sounding good this evening down there in Pensacola area. Alrighty, well, let me grab my volume knob here and send it down there to Roy. Roy, I hope you're keeping all them guys down there in Pensacola on the, I almost said West Coast, Manuel. I don't know why I say that. On the Gulf Coast, there we go. Keeping them all straight. W4I diddle diddle. Come on in here. This is WE4AM.
Wonderful WE4AM. W4I diddle diddle. Thank you, Kevin, for picking me up. I've enjoyed tonight. The band is loud tonight. I've got so much static and noise in there. Sounds like there's a big thunderstorm going on or something. Lightning or whatever. There's a lot of noise. Static. But everybody. We're proud to be here. As Miss Benny Pearl used to say on the Grand Ole Opry, howdy, I'm just so proud to be here. And I ain't really just saying that because she said it. That's the truth. I'm proud to be here this week. Look at the sky, folks. There's many people that make it this time. So we ought to be thankful every day for being here. Well, so much for that. Kevin, I'm wondering though, this 56 calls a DX60 transmitter. And a pair of 813s and a BMW amplifier with a 500 microphone. Here, double the pizza and doing about 25, 30 minutes and 8. Good to hear everybody this week. Everybody's sounding real good here. Is it one for one? Standing. But I was put up to them tonight. I'm running back to Kevin. And Merry Christmas. And two people in this country that don't have to say it. But I couldn't have that. I'm going to say it anyway. Merry Christmas, everybody. And I hope Christmas goes well for everybody. I'm glad for this little statement, Kevin. I hope everybody else around your land lives as good as I live. And that's a fact. Back to you, brother, from W4AM. I did a different Pennsylvania. It's a weekly.
All right, Roy. Good to hear you as always. Wouldn't be the same without you. It'd be kind of like Sam calling the Gulf Coast Mullet Net without doing the mystic statement. And speaking of Sam, I'm gonna call on him next, and then we're gonna pick up Dr. John. Sam, you know what Roy's talking on, don't you? He said a DX60, and if I ain't mistaken, I think you call them Dixie 60s. Anyway, let me send it down there to my Tuesday night co-host partner on the Southeastern AM Radio Club, Sam in Alabama. Sam, how's everything on Sandy Creek? This is WE4AM.
Okay, Kevin. Everything's copacetic here on Sandy Creek. You're sounding wonderful from Blue River. And I appreciate you calling that. I appreciate everything you do on AM. I've been talking to you on AM ever since I can remember. I can even remember when you were KU4PE. And anyhow, that's how far back we go. But anyway, this is KF4TXQ, David, Alabama. And I hope I'm not hitting this thing too hard. But it looks like my meter's going crazy, but that's all right. We'll just rock along. Yeah, I can tell right now it's too high. Now, let's see if that's a little better. Yeah, that ought to be a little better. I may have been hitting it a little hard. But anyway, this is KF4TXQ, and today is my daddy's birthday. He was born in 1902 on Christmas Eve, and every Christmas Eve my mom always made a chocolate cake with chocolate icing, and well, it was actually a white cake with chocolate icing. And we had that every Christmas Eve. And I really look back on the good days. I was blessed to have good parents. And most of us were. And ain't it something? But anyway, Kevin, I thanks a whole lot for being on your net. And thank you. And I really enjoy calling the net with you on Tuesday nights, every other Tuesday night. So anyway, and you tell me if this thing sounds all right. I hope it does. I may just have my monitor, this old HQ145X. It may just be a little off-tuned. Sometimes it does that. We're not going to worry about it. We're going to smile and go on.
So anyway, I hope you're doing well. I hope Miss Susie's doing well, and I hope your mother-in-law is doing better. But anyway, back to the Eagle Net, and thanks a whole lot again for calling us there, Kevin. It's good to hear everybody. I'm telling you what. For God so loved the world that he sent his only son, Jesus Christ, and he did not send the committee. He sent his only begotten son. But anyway, I got that off the wall of the Mulberry Street Methodist Church in Macon, Georgia. And I thought that was a most profound thing to have on the wall of a church office. For God so loved the world that he sent not a committee, but his only begotten son. KU4PE, a.k.a. WE4AM, Bill Ricker, KF4TXQ Dadle.
Yep, KU4PM. That was my advance call back in 1996 or 94. Somewhere back there. It's been 30 years I've been to him, and you and Andy and Dr. Ron and several of them. I was just a youngster back then, and y'all helped me along the way, and that's why I still do this. I told Andy I'd try my best to help keep it going on for all the help I got from you and him and some of the other ones. Wayne Banks has passed and went on, and several of the other guys, and I appreciate y'all always showing me how to operate this stuff and do it, and I'll do my best to try to keep it going. So there's 30 years this year. Been a long time, Sam, and been a good 30 years too. All righty, let's see. Next on the list, we got Dr. John, and we still got a bunch to go, but then I'm going to see if we can pick up some more here after we pick up Dr. John over in Killen, Alabama on that beautiful 7300. KN4 Mike Echo, this is WE4AM on the Eagle AM Monday Night Net.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin, and great job here copying everybody. And this is KN4 Mike Echo for ID. I'm on the ICOM 7300. Kevin, you had one of Larry's. I have the other. It's WA4WIA. We miss him, and we appreciate his contributions in getting the Eagle Net going. But that's where this particular 7300 came from. I am on the same transmitting antenna system through a Johnson kilowatt matchbox and the 75-meter inverted V fed at 75 feet with ladder line. At any rate, fellas, I am good on QRZ. And some 32 years ago, I recorded about an hour of Christmas music on a Corrigan 1, which was one of the early sample type, not really a synthesizer. It's a keyboard, and you will play all kinds of instruments, whatever you happen to set it up to, and you play it on the keyboard. So I've even got the Mormon Tabernacle Choir in there. But I did record a good bit of Christmas music, and I can easily send 2 or 3, or it depends on the length of the piece. I can actually email it, and I'll be happy to do that as Christmas presents to any of you that are interested. If you'll email me, I will... And it may not be until the day after Christmas, but remember that there are 12 days of Christmas. So if we're late with presents, you got to overlook it. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. And I realize the Tuesday Night Net won't be on for a bit, but I'm sure we'll talk perhaps on the other nets. And with that, back to you, Kevin. And I'll say 73s. I've got to run. And thanks again for what you're doing. WE4AM, KN4 Mike Echo.
Okay, Dr. John, always good to hear you, and always a pleasure to hear you, and some of your knowledge too as well. And we're missing Greg. I'm wondering where WA4II is, but anyway, he may be along shortly, or he might have been in here a little earlier. But anyhow, all righty. Well, let's see. We're going to pick up AL0F. Or wait a minute. No, I want to see if we got any more. I'll pick you up here in just a second. Let's see if we got any more. If you're not on the pre-net roster, not pre-net, the net roster this evening and would like to get on there, please come now at this time. This is WE4AM and the Monday Night Eagle AM net.
K4HU and W4TP.
Okay, I heard Lenny. Hey, Lenny, good evening, K4HUM. And then I heard Mr. John down there in Alabama, WA4TP. Good evening, John. Anyone else? Ooh, I heard Jen there, but you're right in my noise. Could I get a relay on that? I hear somebody. I don't know if that's a QSO or somebody trying to check in, but we will. Don't run off. We will pick you up. Some of these guys can hear you. We still got quite a few to go this evening. Alrighty, next on the list, we've got AL0F. Good evening, sir. Hope you're doing well this evening. This is WE4AM. Over to you.
WE4AM and the good group. This is AL0F. And off Alabama, where it's 46 degrees right now, and I'm on the right spot tonight. I let all the smoke out of my Ranger there a week or so ago, and I'm on hold for parts. BZS John's on his way up to Andalusia here one day soon to bring me right choke. So I'm on the right spot. I have no idea. I don't have a water. I have no idea how to sound. Go down there, be in a hurry. Yeah, I heard you talking about all the guys that helped me get going in Alaska. They're all gone now. I got my harvest in I remember yesterday, and that's a handful on CW. And I was working a lot of CW in those days, so when I got my extra in 97, I went ahead and got a new call sign, and that's what they gave me, was AL0F. And so I ended up with that. Yeah, I get those little guys. Thanks to the leader, Kevin, and everybody sounds real good tonight. Dan's in good shape here. Back over to you.
Well, I'm copying you just fine. Don't matter. We don't care here what you talk on. I know some of the other nets may want you to have tube type, and we do promote that, but we don't turn anyone away. I don't care if you're talking on what they say, a tin can with a string. If we can hear you, well, you're welcome here anytime, and so good to hear you this evening. Alrighty, next on the list, speaking of that, it's a good friend of mine that helps us with this net and helped get this net started with Larry years ago, and is as John calls him, the chief bottle washer on the Gulf Coast Mullet Society net, and that's Richard. Richard, it's over to you for your comments, sir. Merry Christmas to you. WA4FUU. This is WE4AM. Richard, yeah, I was speaking to Manuel and Tom and a few of the other guys too about that this evening. I know Manuel had, or one of us had started. It might have been me, starting it an hour early last week, and it kind of threw a cog in the wheel to everybody. But I think we've kind of tossed it around because it is kind of confusing to everyone when we do time changes and all that, and we just you can put your input as well, but we just thought if we just do it a UTC time at what did we say, 2200, would probably be just easier, and that way we just follow that and don't never change that, and that way as UTC time changes, we'll stay on that, which will be in the summertime will probably be an hour later, and then in the winter time an hour early. So I think unless someone else has something better, but several of them said let's just keep it on the UTC time, and I think that's the way y'all are doing it too on the Thursday. Now I think y'all are still at 6 o'clock Central, and we're following suit as that as well, and 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So anyway, well, good to hear you, Richard, and Merry Christmas to you. And like you said, appreciate all that you do for these nets to help keep them going, and all the ones out there listening. If you can set the clock according, so if you figure on 2200 UTC time, which will be 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern, that's where we'll be. And then when time changes, well, it won't change. We'll still stay the same. And I think that's just the simplest thing, because it is confusing on all the nets. And I agree with you 100%. All righty, next on the list, we're going down, I believe that was Kevin down there in Lakeland, Florida. WB0JZG, come on in here, sir. This is WE4AM.
All righty. WE4AM. The net, WB0JZG. Okay, still at the door. I don't know how it works for you because I can't hear you well on it because it's got more background buzzing. So it's hard to say. But the vertical is definitely being very efficient. It is no longer being affected by the 2 outward gun phase that I took down. On the vertical early, I'm hoping that it's going to put out the signal significantly better than the other antenna because going north it seemed to be pretty good. Net, thank you. WE0JZG, you might tell me if you copy that. Go ahead.
Well, all righty, 73's to you there, JZG. I hope you have a good Christmas out there. And looking forward to, well, we still have a couple nets here. I think the SAMRC's put theirs off till January the 7th, so after the first of the year. Not sure on the Gulf Coast, but I think they're still going to be here Thursday, as far as I know, unless something changes. Okay, next on the list, we're going down to Pace, Florida, and pick up WB4KKJ. It's over to you, sir, for your comments. This is the Monday Night Eagle AM Net. Over to you, sir.
Good evening, Kevin. WE4AM, WB4KKJ. I'll keep it short there, Kevin. It's a little rough copy down here tonight, unfortunately. But just want to wish everybody a Merry Christmas and enjoy time with the family. And, Kevin, I hope you have a Merry Christmas also. So 73's WB4KKJ.
Okay, thank you, sir. Yeah, this is a good time of year to get up with the family and have Christmas and just fellowship with all the family. I couldn't think of a better time myself, and I agree 100% with you. All righty, 73s to you, and Merry Christmas. Next on the list, we've got Richard, W4WFL. Richard, are you there? And I wonder what rig you're on this evening. I bet I know. This is WE4AM. Okay, Richard, well, you're sounding good on the Villa-Rica back, and I wouldn't change a thing. Audio's perfect, signal's good, and John done a fantastic job getting that thing up and going and resurrected, so to speak. Anyway, speaking of that, we're going to stay down there on the Gulf Coast, and we'll pick up Mr. Jimmy, and then Lenny, and then John. So then we'll take some more check-ins. K4KHV, Mr. Jimmy, how you doing this evening? Merry Christmas to you. This is WE4AM.
Got 53 down this way. We won't keep it a whole long time. Just want to say Merry Christmas to everybody, and appreciate you calling me back. Love y'all do. Always have a good day. Emmanuel, John, Greg, Matt, all of you take good signals down this way. Got a little bit of noise, but not bad. It'll get better. It'll get better as time goes on. We'll enjoy maybe a little more there. Stay free, everybody. We'll catch you on the next net. K4KHV.
Hello, Bear. Oh, Bear sounds
That sounds like Lou. Hold on, I think that's Lou. We'll pick up there in just a second. Sounds like my friend Lou way up there in Indiana. Let's see. Well, Miss Jimmy, you have a good Christmas there, too, and appreciate you always coming in here. You always got a good signal, and I think the band's changing a little bit, but we only got two more here, and maybe John's going to be the last one. He can fill us in on if the Gulf Coast Multisite is going to have a net this Thursday and the following, hopefully, and give us a little update on that or insight. Let's see. Well, speaking of that, I'm going to go down to Barnesville, Georgia, and pick up Lenny. Lenny, I wonder if you got any deers yet. Hadn't heard. K4HUM, this is WE4AM.
GTO Whiteman.
Anyway, no, Kevin, at K4HOM, I haven't, and been slim pickings the only cow that I. Anyway, back to the Racing Brothers. God bless all, and have a happy Christmas. And anyway, I've got some kind of transmission going on. Maybe that time of month. Maybe that radio active device that records my kilowatts. Because it's on every 20 seconds. And it goes over every 20 seconds. It's 30 over. And I can roll up and down this HF band here. I haven't tried the other bands, but it is 30 over all the way up and down the band. So it's very, very local. But I'm trying to change it down. But for 20 seconds, I can hear all these beautiful, holy cow, tonight, beautiful AM signals. Anyway, I know I'm pretty weak tonight. I lost the tube in the alpha, so we're letting it rest. And I've got another tube. I just need to anyway, like I said, God bless everybody and happy Christmas. Look forward to this new year coming to K4HOM back to W4AM.
Okay, Lenny. Well, you're still sounding good. Not running amps. I mean, normally you are a lot louder, but I'm still coughing you just fine down there in Barnesville, Georgia. And the band is changing as the night's going on. I guess it's cool weather or something. It is changing, so everybody's kind of falling off. But we're about to get this wrapped up. And hello out there, Lou in Louisiana, Indiana. I'll get you right after John here, and then we'll see if we may wrap this on up. W4TP, Mr. John down there in Alabama. Is there an answer for your comments? And let us know about if there's going to be Thursday night net this Thursday and next Thursday, if you don't mind, sir. This is WE4AM.
Yeah, Kevin, W4TP, yep. Richard has the net 26th. So we'll never miss a lick here, it looks like. And then it'll be into January, of course. So I guess somebody will be here Thursday evening. And I had called you earlier tonight at your discretion. Either send me an email or maybe your 4x4. What are the drive requirements? How much power do you take to drive those 4-1000s? I'm trying to get the big rig over here about ready to go, and the Sky Clean transmitter. And I'm a little confused on drive requirements because Ron said one thing, to me, W0BMC said that's way too much drive. Also, do you happen to know what the grid current is that you read on your meter? This one here is shunted with a mystery shunt. So they left the original meter in on the grid, and it's inadequate for the 4-1000. So the mystery shunt, I'm not sure exactly how much shunting it is. I guess we'll try to figure that out. But just curious if you know or can send an email or something like that about the drive requirements that you have to put into it. Merry Christmas, everybody on the net, and I suppose this one's staying at 6 o'clock Central Time. I'm as confused as everybody else, so I had heard earlier that you were moving to 5 o'clock Central. I think that's what Tuesday night net is. And we will stay at 6 o'clock Central Time period. So whichever planet, time zone, Earth orbit or whatever, that's where we're going to stay, supposedly. That's tonight. Anyway, Merry Christmas, everybody. Hope everybody has a good Christmas and got a good signal down here as usual, Kevin. But if you think about it, at your discretion, send me the milliamps on your grid meter just for a comparison and also the drive requirement. WE4AM, W4TP.
Okay, John. Well, the best I can remember, and I can try to look it up, seen you hadn't run it in a while. I'll have to look on the meter. I'm trying to look across the room, but I ain't got my glasses on. I had cataract surgery and got some lens, but they're distance lens. But it is low drive, and Andy built this one. It's got a 4-1000 modulated by a pair of 4-1000s. Most people modulate them by a pair of 4-400s. And 8 watts will give you a legal limit very easily. And 8 watts. Actually, you could probably do it with 6 watts. The way Andy's got this on there, and it's 3,400 watts on the plate. And the grid, if you run it up to about 11 or 13 watts input with a 7300, you don't want to go over 600 mils on the grid. I want to say this one's around 5. And this is in a dummy load. It will key 1,500 watts and swing over 4,500 easily. That's in a dummy load, of course, and probably do more than that. So, anyway, it's a hoss. I may even have this thing up for sale before too long. If we're talking about building another house and moving, if I move, I may have this one for sale, and it's a hoss. It'll Cadillac about 4,500 day and night with no problem whatsoever with low drive. They'll do that with about 13 watts input. But about 6 or 8 watts will give it legal limit easily, and it ain't even turning the tubes orange. But anyway, it'll dead key 15 all day long. Anyway, I hope that helps you. And I'll try to look, like I said, on the meters here shortly. Let's see. Last but not least, we got Lou. Lou, I recognize your voice even after all these years. I haven't heard you, and I know your health is bad. I hope you're doing well up there in Indiana. And you're familiar with these big rigs, I know. Inline GTO, come on in here. This is WE4AM.
Hello, Kevin. Thank you much. And hello, everybody. It's been a while since I've checked in for the net, but all's well. And I'm doing all right over here. Having a little fun on this 4-400 spring modulating on the 160-meter full-wave loop tonight with the 40-meter vertical. I got both of them tied together with the 40-meter vertical and the T tied together and hit up with a nice link couple tuner. So I'm just going to say God bless everybody. Merry Christmas to all. And Kevin, love to talk to you sometimes. You got my number, 73s, guys, and I'm GTO.
All right, well, good news, Lou. It's been a while. I'm glad you're still kicking around and still hanging around with us. We lost my mother-in-law last Sunday, so it's been rough around here, and wife's still having a few meltdowns and stuff. And John, I'll try to get you that, but she's in here wanting me to do something. But that's pretty much the specs on it. No more than 600 mils on the grid, and I think I usually run this around 3 at 3,400 volts on the plate. And I know 6 watts will do legal limit, and then I know 11 to 13 watts input will do about 4,700. So there you go. Hopefully that answered it, but I can get with you a little later on that. Now, I'm not on it, obviously, but it's a honker. It's a man, 7 foot tall, 3 foot deep, and about 2 foot wide to the ceiling. And Andy built it, and it's a beautiful. Looks like Art Collins built it. And there again, it may be for sale if I move, and we're planning on moving now that the mother-in-law's passed. All righty, well, I've reached the bottom of the list. Before I go, I always like to do as Sam says, the Alpha and Omega, before we close this net out. If I've missed anyone, or if you'd like to get on this list this evening, this is the Alpha and Omega Call. This is WE4AM, and this is the Monday Night Eagle AM Net. Please come now.
The Twinkie is pretty far off. Grab the Twinkie and go right down to the ground. Goes back up.
I think that's Skip. I'm not sure if that's somebody trying to check in. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this up and get in here with the wife. Guys, listen, it's been a great night. I hope everybody has a good Christmas. And thanks, John, for jumping in here, letting us know that the Gulf Coast Mullet Society will be here. And they're not going to miss a lick. And as far as I'm concerned, the Eagle net's not going to miss a lick either. And I know the SAMRC has put their net off till January the 7th. So they won't be here tomorrow or next Tuesday, but the following. And I think Stan and Alan will have that net. It'll be their turn because me and Sam had the last one. Okay, with that said, join the W4AM net, which will be January the 7th, and the W4GCM net held each Tuesday night on W4AMI, which will be January 7th, and Thursday night, respectively, at 6 p.m. Central Time on 3885 megacycles, sorry. And as well as the Warren Ellie Memorial Night at 6 a.m. Central or Eastern. Well, I'm just butchering this all up. The Warren Ellie Memorial Net at 6 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is presented by the Florida AM Group on Sunday mornings. And I know Mac and some of the guys get in there on Saturdays on 7290 at 8 o'clock. If you'd like to get in there with those guys, they got a little round table going on. I know they'd love to have you. All righty. Well, with that said, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each and every one who participated tonight. It's my pleasure and honor, as always, to call any and all of these nets that I'm part of. And this is the WE4AM net, now clear and returning the frequency back to normal AM use. Thank you, sirs and gents. WE4AM.
Good job, Kevin. Can you give me a little report, please?